And it's a beautiful morning to you, and a very, 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 very good morning. Both online, you're going to see us a bit later though, but online and right here in studio. I'm very, very excited and very, very happy. Wakambosangana nemunhu kuti anokuvisita kumba kwenga. Pane vaenzi veyo kuti unokuti okay makadi enyu maita basa. Then there's Amaya yekuti chero kaiona mushoko kuti yes. I'm so happy to see you. She's one of those people that I really feel like I want to scream when she's in studio. I've watched her journey from when she started out right here on Bloom. Now, when we talk about Bloom, everybody's always asking, what does Bloom mean? Now, we always talk about the journeys of very different people from all walks of life. But there's one thing that's important. We are all like a plant planted in the dirt, in the seeds, right there in the ground. When you put a plant in there, it has to fight its way up, and then it has to grow a strong stalk, right? And then it holds up. But what does it hold up? It holds up a flower. What does that flower do? It blooms. So from the time someone starts their business journey, from the dirt all the way, they have stories to tell and things that we feel that are really inspirational for everyone out there. Today we talk about it from a woman's point of view, and in studio I have the ever so humble, bubbly, and ever smiling, that is, we all know her as Mambokadzi. But today we're going to call her Sharon. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, Kim. Thank you so much for having me.
I adore you. I adore your story. I even love your love story with your husband. It's something where I'm always like, yeah, today I'm going to ask the formula. I'm going to ask, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Thank you so much. I'm good, actually. I'm in a very good place.
You're in a very good place.
Yes, I'm in a very good. It's good. I think it's different being 38 towards 40 compared to 20-something.
It's a good place to be.
Yes, it is a wonderful place to be. Yeah.
I've seen things online, and that's all we know. So it's really good that you're in studio. Can you just give us a brief of who you are and where you're coming from?
Oh my God, where do I start? Okay. I always ask people, who are you? But it's always difficult when it's asked, because you can just say I'm Sharon, but who's Sharon? So Sharon is I'm stubborn.
Right,
if someone was going to describe me, I'm a stubborn person. I'm bubbly. I'm very hardworking. I'm generous. I'm selfish.
How do you become generous and selfish please?
So it's a very nice mixture. I'm an only child.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. You get all the attention, but Shaminongo still.
Yes. So pandemic tendencies, okuzwara uri mwana uri one, and then growing up trying to say, okay, that's wrong, I need to do better. So it's a very interesting mixture, but the most important thing is always finding balance. I was born and bred in Kadoma. Kadoma is my hometown.
Yes.
I think 75% of my young adult life or young life, I was with my grandmother, Gogo Moyana. I remember my mom would always send me to her during the school holidays. And there's some years that I actually stayed with her, even during kwenda kuchikoro. So ndiri muzukuru wa Gogo.
Oh, wow.
Yes. She taught me almost, I think, 80% of the things that I know, the things that I do. She is my foundation.
Wow.
Yes. So to describe me is just to say ndiri muzukuru wa mbuya.
Muzukuru wa Gogo.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Now let's talk about your journey. Because you're now in Harare, there has to be a turning point for where all of this started. Like you've founded an amazing women's brand called Mambokadzi.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
I trained as a hotelier.
Okay.
When I was 16. I had my first job when I was 17. I remember I would work shifts from about 2 p.m. to about 12 midnight.
Wow.
And I would go to school in the morning, go to college in the morning. And I was in the hotel industry for about 7 to 8 years.
Really?
Yes. At some point, I just stopped and said, you know what, I'm not happy. I don't think this is what I'm meant to be doing in my life. But at the same time, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, what I was meant to be doing. So I started going around asking people, who do you think I am? What do you think would excite me? What would make me bloom? Because this is this life of thank you, sir, thank you, ma'am, I'm sorry, sir. You know, I felt it's not me.
Depot,
yes. You know, it was like I'm meant to be doing different things.
Okay.
And my friend suggested that I was very good in when it came to beauty therapy. But then I thought, oh my God, so it means I need to have a salon. That's
I remember my mom would always say, salon.
Yes. I faced that too. So I came, I was working outside the country. I came back home because that was the other issue. Wherever I was working from, I felt like I didn't fit. Something was missing.
All right.
So I came back home where my roots were, which is Kadoma. I had a salon in Kadoma, I had a salon in Harare. For a year, it was amazing. But still that hunger, that gap, that emptiness was still nagging me that something is wrong, something is missing. Diri Momo, I realized it wasn't just about doing hair, about doing nails or makeup. The women, they came to the salon for therapy. Most of the women, they would come because something was wrong somewhere and they wanted to feel good. Yes, others would come to look good, but mostly it was about self-esteem. And I realized that I had a lot of clients because I could have conversations and someone would come back and say, oh my God, the advice that you gave me, I followed it and it worked out.
Oh, wow.
So I guess from there,
you're like, this thing that I'm doing,
yes.
What can I do with it?
Then one thing led to the other. You know, God, I believe God sent people into my life to direct me to where I am. And today, I'm a registered herbalist. Okay. I'm a qualified herbalist. So I think it's because of that journey that has taken me here. But then when I actually qualified as a herbalist, I realized that when I was growing up with my gogo, she was already training me.
You were already kind of like a... Yes. But I know this.
Yes, I've done this. Okay, so I was going through the course, but I was like, I know this already. So I got the certificate and everything, but it's something that I was trained for and probably that I had forgotten. And after that, I felt like, yes, now I belong. This is it. This is my mission. This is where I need to be. Yes, but through that journey, like you had said, Pandaka Pinda, and I remember when I did the beauty therapy course, after my hospitality course, my family was like, when I need degree, I'm graduate. Kwenda nodzidzira kwesha manga. And I didn't have a lot of support. And we swafunga kutanganga when I left now
because of the nature.
Yes. So it was quite a struggle. I think up to about the time that my family started seeing my achievements, and maybe they would be walking around, or my mom would be somewhere, and they're like, "Oh my God, Mano, you did this for me." Then she was like, "Okay."
Wow.
Yeah. So yes, I guess that's my background in brief. So instead of just living at being a normal herbalist that we're used to, being a young person, I wanted to create something that young people can relate to, that they can use as well. And also being a Christian. It's also very difficult being a Christian and people asking, but you're doing herbs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, where's the balance in
Where
that?
Is the balance? Let's also go to that.
Is that the next question?
Yes, I think you've just given yourself the next question. How does Mambokadzi, the herbalist, the one who gives us vanachifumuro, chichichi, and all these things that we know to be traditional, that we know to be associated nechivanu, and then comes through and tells us, no, but I'm a Christian. How do you balance that?
For a while I struggled as well because I was raised a Christian and there were things that were hammered. So even when I struggled to accept that I was gifted in herbalism, but then I believe the world and God works in mysterious ways. Whilst I was struggling with that, I went to church one day on a Sunday, and my pastor raised me up. Sharon, stand up. Then he prophesied into my life. I tell you, everything that is said, I think about 5 years back, is coming true.
Wow.
He prophesied about my herbalism journey.
Yes.
It's like God answered all the questions that I had. Is it okay for a Christian to be doing these things?
Okay.
And over time, I've had people in my life, mentors, who have made me or helped me get a balance of chivanu nechi Kristu, and things that are in the Bible that actually speaks kuti my herbs akagadzirwa naMwari kubetsera vanhu. So every living thing is for healing. Every herb that was put naMwari is to heal somebody, is to give nutrition to someone. So it's actually not very complicated, but I think it's not complicated. And also with the history of colonialism that we had, our ways as Africans or as Zimbabweans were demonized. So that vapambe pfume vakakwanisa kuti colonizer as a people.
And yet as Christians in November we don't wed.
Not only that, we pay lobola.
Yes.
But lobola rora in all its forms is a completely 100% Chivanu practice.
There's no bride price in in our colonialist history.
Yes.
All right. So let's start. You said you had to balance the two, and clearly you found that balance. Let's talk about what it is that has taken you to this level. We know you are married. I always wanted to talk about that journey with you because there are a lot of women that are in their houses. Vanima ideas, and we want to address those women. Kuti, at least through you, maybe you can give us your response. You have your husband. How did he take this journey that you have right now, and how has he also come in?
Okay. I think it goes back from when I started having relationships and how I've grown and matured over the years. I've had my heartbreaks. I've had my disappointments. I've had people in my life who couldn't have relationships with me because either they were scared or yes, I guess I'm not a very easy person to be around, especially when you're spiritually gifted. You're not an easy person to be around. And it's even funny for my husband. He was even scared of things like waist beads. Yes, good.
We will get into that.
So I'm always laughing at him. Now we make the beast together. When I need help, he's very supportive and he helps me. But I think what works for us is from the beginning, I've been very honest of who I am, what I expect, what I want. And at the same time, he's also been like that. And we've made sure that we are always communicating when we are not happy, when something is not working out, and try to look for solutions. And we've gotten to a point where we've understood that we come from different backgrounds. We've been raised by different parents, and we are bound not to agree on things. But at the end of the day, we love each other. We are committed to each other. We want to be together, and we have got goals that we have set that we want to achieve. I'm an individual person, and my vision, my goals, akasiana nae, besides us being married. And as a person, I want to achieve those goals, and he understands and respects and supports that whenever he can.
All right. So what advice can you give to somebody remember or how can they convince their partners let's communicate, let's be committed, and let's work together so that we come out on top?
Patorine problem kana pakutishandisa word kuti convince because communication is the foundation of marriage. Kana mstori na communication to solve that marriage itori ma problems. So the first thing is actually opening that door to communication. Communication is simple things. There are people in relationships vasingatoti good morning. Muna anongo buda
text here makuseni important.
Manushobuda just my blankets without the actual good morning. So it's like you only communicate when you have an instruction. Kana kuti chingwa chapera, kana kuti mageta apera, or there's something wrong with the child. Besides being parents, besides being varora neva kwasha, who are you? As a couple. So zvakanaka kuti learn to communicate with your partner. Learn to express how you feel, what you want. Learn to compromise as well. But the most important thing is to know who you are. So the problem with most women is they forget who they are when they are married, or they try to pretend, okay, let me do this so that I get married. And once they are married, their true character or their true personality comes out. But then this guy is saying, okay, I don't know this person, I didn't marry this person. And that now is being crushed, and you end up being very bitter. So I think it's very important to know who you are and always show who you are, especially in serious relationships like marriage, because you are being married for life.
Saka na uchitaurisa tokutadza kuti hai
ingozi munhu angoziva kuti wangu akangwarisa akavhengedzera ndozvauri because you can try to be a quiet person for 6 months or 1 year, but after 1 year zvinongobuda.
Also
you don't know who I am. I'm going to show you today who I am.
Sharon is listening in from Bulawayo, and she says, Mambokadzi, I love your brand and you inspire me so much. Sharon, I love how she split the two. Kuti, I love your brand, Mambokadzi, and then she said, you inspire me, Sharon.
Thank you, my sister.
All right, and then so we've spoken about the relationship itself, the brand. Let's go back to it. It speaks about, like what I was saying. You said you talked about the beads, and there's a way of thinking that people have about mabids. We know you hold those workshops, and what do you mean are you trying to say the way we've been bathing all along is not a good way of bathing? Because I was like, the art of bathing, what do you mean? And even when I said to people, we're going to learn to bath tomorrow, I'm like, what do you mean? How do you incorporate bathing, or how do you think bathing should be done? Because kana muchizotodzwa kuti the art of bathing pane kamugeza kama kutoda kutiudza kana kuti vanzi vamwe varume vanoti mukadzi wangu haagezi. What are you trying to achieve with that?
So maybe we can go back to the brand in case someone who's listening doesn't know what Mambokadzi is. So Mambokadzi was inspired by my grandmother, and is being run by grandmothers all over Zimbabwe and in some parts of Africa. So it is the exchange of intergenerational wisdom. Ekuti pane wisdom inenge na gogo and anasekuru, but we are mostly a female brand. Inenge na gogo, and mazvano, because of the way we are living and the lifestyle that we have, anagogo abasina access kuvazukuru vavo ekuti vanokwanisa kurayira muzukuru kuti taidai upenyu hwakamira wakadai. Same thing nana auntie ana tete vanokwanisa kunzi ana auntie vanoroya, or they are not available, or maybe ivo ana tete vacho havatozive because they had no one to teach them. So Mambokadzi is a platform where anagogo can share their wisdom, their knowledge with this generation, with the oncoming generation. And this generation can also have conversations, Nana Gogo, about what's happening now. That's what Mambokadzi is built on. Yes. So you find that includes the traditional way of doing things, and not just telling you to no die. It's like saying kuti vakadzi kana varorwa vanosunga dhuku. Mwana akazora now anokubvunza kuti why tichisunga dhuku. So it's answering questions kuti sei tichisunga dhuku.
It's patriotic.
Yes.
It's ndezvakare.
Kana munhu aroorwa sei achiperekwa, sei zvichitwa zvakati, sei achiuya nechinhu chemafuta. What is expected from her? What are her duties, her roles and her responsibilities? What does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a husband? What does it mean to be a father? Because my roles are emurume as a husband, and my roles of a father are very different. Someone can make an amazing husband, but they fail as a father. Someone can make an amazing wife, but they don't know what it means to be a mother. So these are the kind of conversations that we have at Mambokadzi. So when we say art of bathing, it's not just bathing, it's an art. You're not just bathing the body, you're bathing your mind, you're bathing your spirit. There are things that you have been taught. There are things there are things that have broken you. There's trauma that you have. Zvashibisa moyo wako, zvashibisa pfungwa dzako, zvashibisa mweya wako. So when we're talking of art of bathing, we are talking about kugeza those things
from the inside.
Yes, and allowing you, the real beautiful you, to come out.
Okay.
Yes, we talk about the physical, todini. But then who's talking about the birthing of the inside woman, of the inside person? Because every day we know she be scotch famba. And that requires cleansing as well.
What do you mean?
Uchifamba, like now you're at work. Someone might say something hurtful to you. Someone we're talking about colorism.
Yes.
Someone might speak about your color. Maybe you grow up with chorochin's nugget. Even they think they're just making a joke. And then it triggers.
Yes.
And you end up having a bad day. When you get home, do you have a ritual that you do?
No.
To say, okay, I'm cleansing. This is me now, I'm going back to sleep. Or every night you go to sleep with burdens, which you don't have a peaceful sleep because of all those things. So when we say art of bathing, it's the whole ritual of the physical part, the spiritual part, the mental part. You're waking up a fresh new woman, a fresh flower that blooms in the morning, that's shining, that's glowing, ready to face the day.
Okay.
Or carry on the burdens of the past into tomorrow. Because when you have those as a woman, you're affecting the children that you have because you can't give your best. You're affecting my relationships now, whether at work, your amwenes, your friendship, your mother.
Because you've carried them.
Yes, because the Mambokadzi has got plenty of roles. You're expected to be a daughter-in-law, a wife, an auntie, amwene, muzukuru, mbuya.
The burden. I think men don't even understand this one. What do you mean you're just a human being?
No, ish. Women are super women daily, guys.
Every single day.
Yes.
And a lot of the time you carry your house into your work into your house, and people don't understand why. So it's a cleansing of your whole
Yes, because honestly,
self.
you cannot give from an empty cup.
There's no way.
You can't.
All right. So when somebody says, have you ever faced a situation where somebody says to you, my products, I ndikumashindisa because anozondipa mweya? Or have you ever faced that negative my customers because my customers tine ma rights tinotouya chikudzati zvazviite mune ma side effects akati. Have you ever faced it, and how have you overcome that?
I think in the beginning it was quite a lot. The name of the company was called Wild Child. For me, when I named the company, it was because it's coming from the wild. It's simple like that. But vanhu vachiona, they see a different thing. But uchidzidza my mentors, you realize kuti there's a lot to a name. So I changed the name of the company from Wild Child to Mambokadzi. Mambokadzi actually comes from Esther. It means Mambokadzi Esther. It comes from the Bible, which is chapter 2, verse 12. It talks about the journey of Esther. Kuti azoshika ave Mambokadzi, what happened? She went through the art of bathing for 1 year.
Really?
Yes. So are you telling me the Bible clearly speaks about the ways of womanhood. In our culture, we call it chinamwali.
Oh.
Yes. So you find in all different religions or cultures, vane maitiro anoita madzimai. So mungu yavo iyoyo akatoenda kuchinamwali Esther for 1 year kwaakanodzidziswa kugeza, kuhandle a household or a home.
So chinamwali is not a bad thing.
How can it be bad? Because it keeps our marriages and our families. It's a way of life. So it's in your everyday living. Because
people I think they've narrowed chinamwali down to just the act of the bedroom. Okay, so that act of the bedroom is called chikapa. All right. But does it keep a marriage? It doesn't. Does it make a marriage? Because probably that's going to take you, if you're lucky, 10 minutes of your 24-hour day. If you're getting it every day. Yeah. Some don't. So there's more important things. If you ask people why, if you ask men why they're divorcing their women, it's never about that part. It's usually a handy respect. If you ask women, it's either abuse or umrume is not providing, because the man is supposed to be a provider and a protector. So the guy is failing to protect and to provide. In Chinamwali, you are taught your roles and your duties in a relationship. Because vamwe varume vakangokura mutezo but havana kukura pfungwa. Wow. So same with women, it teaches you about. I want to ululate.
So Chinamali in Women teaches you about finances. It teaches you about empowerment. It teaches you about your body. So when we are teaching women, we are teaching them how to take and receive pleasure. I hope I can say that in the morning.
Take and receive, but it comes in like what you're saying in all facets. But you take respect, you take your honor and everything, and you give it back, not just that part.
Yes. and it teaches you. It asks questions like, who are you? What do you want? What has made you into this person? We are talking about maybe women who have faced sexual abuse and now they are married and that sexual abuse was never dealt with. She never received counseling. Remember, she never even told anyone, and now it's affecting their marriage. So Chinamal involves counseling and dealing with those things.
Wow.
Is where do you like being touched? It's not everyone who likes having their ears touched or some parts. We are different, we are unique. What makes you unique?
I like
when
flowers.
you know yes, I love flowers.
I like flowers. I remember my ex would say iwe maruva anana basa ndikati ane basa kwandiri. I love flowers.
You see, so it's very important to know those things. When you know what you want, now you can communicate clearly to your partner. Kutinini, this is what I want. This is what makes me. Because sometimes you're blaming someone. But do you even know what you want?
Hanzi sisi Sharon matukwadza hanzi kukura mutezo usina kukura pfungwa here hanzi ichi chiri kupisa takaterera hanzi tiri kuHarare kuma industry. Let's keep going. Hanzi sisi Sharon musadaro.
Sorry. But zimengo unotoona fungo pamba pana baba pasina baba kana pamba pana amai pasina amai unompa $200 kuti ndoyanda tambira mukadzi wangu and unosvika munhu akatenga chocolates.
That's true, because
nema chips
then
after 2 days apana magets.
That's true. And the way I heard it, a woman is a multiplier. Yes, because you were created by God to assist a man, but also to multiply with your womb, but also with you, not just with your womb, but also with your hands. I liked that one. All right. So as we round off, I wish we could have like 3 hours with you.
There's a lot to discuss.
We are going to, this is a promise. I think at least 2024, this is going to be a thing. We need to bring you back because I think you've got a lot for us to learn from. Because I love how you say the art of bathing is not about kugeza muviri chete, but kugeza mweya nemushokwadi.
Holistic munhu wese.
All right. So what parting words can you say? Because we're about to get to the news and I just want to keep going. What parting words and advice can you give to everyone that's listening, from a mother, a father, a husband, a wife? Even the children are listening at this time, we are hoping, but everybody that's listening as a society, what advice can you give us?
I'm going to share what has helped me as a person, because when you ask people, are you happy? They don't know what it means. Are you at peace? Peace is not something you get from somewhere. It's something chinoba mukati. For me, it's been 2 things. Forgiving myself.
Wow.
It's you can forgive everyone else, but to actually admit and say, you know what, I did wrong. I messed up. I need to do better. I forgive myself. So you need to forgive yourself for the things that you're holding on to, the regrets that you have. You're a human being. We make mistakes and go on and move on. And the second thing is to know yourself. Know yourself and be you. You only live once.
Wow. Thank you so much. So messages coming through. Another message says, thank you so much, Sharon, for not being biased when it comes to gender. Tadziza Shakawanda, this is my chinas varikumutari. Somebody else coming through. Anzi, thank you, Sharon. You are wise beyond your years, and we want you to come back. So that's a very good one. And I like that topic. Inyanyest. This is my Elsa. So where can we find you? How do we find you? And the art of bathing, what initiatives are you having out there that people can look forward to and look towards to? I know you were also talking about something to Mozambique. Is that yours, or is it something you just want to tag along with? But what initiatives do you have, and what are you doing, and how can we find you?
Okay, so we've got what we call the Wellness Club.
Okay.
The Wellness Club is a chance for women to travel. Zimbabwe.
All right.
And hopefully we'll be traveling outside Zimbabwe soon.
Okay.
We've done Nyanga, lots of different countries. Oh, we're actually traveling out of Zimbabwe.
So I said, I heard you talking about going outside of
Yes, we are going to Mozambique.
Okay.
So it's more like a wellness, mental health trip. Then we have groups that we have. But the best thing for someone to do to discover more about Mambokadzi is to go on our social media pages. We are Mambokadzi ZW on Instagram. We are Mambokadzi Bath and Body on Facebook. Or you can send me a message, then I can add you into our channel. My number on WhatsApp is 0732 839 832. That is 0732 839 832, or you can send a message on 0777 839 832.
That's 0777 839 832. Can also number number you can come onto our WhatsApp. I will send it to you. And then also the last thing I did want to ask, what was it? Now I have so much to ask. But anyway, I think
you got my number. We are found everywhere in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
We are outside the country. We are in UK. We're in South Africa. It's a network of powerful, beautiful women doing amazing things.
Beautiful. So if you also want to be part of this powerful and amazing network
and
of
to
women,
make money too.
Oh yes, that want to make money. I'm there. Definitely. I'm definitely going to make an appointment to go to Mambokadzi to go and bath and clean my soul and
I've got 2 gifts for listeners. Don't forget to give them.
That is so if you would like your gift, answer the number again. It's 0777 839 832. And I think if you come onto I think I'm going to make this a challenge for our Power FM Facebook page. So if you've been listening to this, we have posted it on our Power FM page. You can go there and tell us who you are. What 3 things did you learn? 3 things did you learn? And we will send you your care package or tell you where you can collect your care package. But for today, thank you so much, Sharon, for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me.
Time is jealous, but we will be back with her in 2024.